thought it might be kind of cool to take you for a little tour underneath the car that I'm calling Pearl. This is my Pappy Ray's old car that I'm attempting to restore, and I'll tell you the whole story about how I got the car and how Pappy Ray got the car way back in the day. But for now, let's just do a little tour underneath the car, because I'm learning so much about how these things were put together and how easy they are to fix and replace parts. It's not necessarily cheap, but they are engineered really well. So I want to show you underneath the car and show you what kind of shape it's in under there, and show you some parts of it that I didn't even know existed. So here we go. Here we are underneath the back end of Pearl. And this is the brand new gas tank I put in. I've never removed a gas tank or put a new gas tank in before, so that was a learning experience. But you can see all the bolts and the new straps. This is the fuel line. I just had to replace that fitting there. I made a little video about that too. But I thought it was pretty interesting. This line here is the old original fuel line that Pappy Ray just left in place. And he just snipped the end off of it and then zip tied the new fuel line to the old one all the way up to the engine, up to the fuel pump up front. But this is brand new fuel line here, or newer. That's probably original from 1948 maybe, I don't know. But you can see, you know, with all, I busted some of the crud off of it here, but underneath it is like still like new. And then this is copper line here. And so this brown that you see up here isn't rust. It's actually just dirt. This was all coated under here with some sort of rough roofing cement, or I don't think it would have been sprayed back in the 80s, but I don't know. But this is actually just tan dirt. That's all this is. That's not rust. And then let's see what else is cool up here. Oh, this fuel tank. This wire coming down here. This is the fuel sending unit wire. So the inside the tank, I had to buy a new sending unit, and that's what sends a signal to the fuel gauge up on the dash of the car to tell me how much fuel is in the tank. There's a little floater in there and all that. So this wire looks pretty good, but where this, I don't know if it's in focus or not, but where this was connected to the wire that goes up through the car right here, and where it goes up through the floor right here is frayed and brittle really bad. So I can imagine up towards the front of the car, it's probably got some breaks in it or whatever. So I'm just going to put a whole new wire from here up to the front of the car, and then I'm actually going to put a new fuel gauge in, modern fuel gauge underneath the dash, because I don't know if the fuel gauge that's in it actually works or not anyway. So if I put a new sending unit in it, might as well put a new fuel gauge in it as well. That way I don't take a chance of running out of gas or whatever, even though I'm not going to be driving the car very much. So then, so that's pretty much it back here. Oh, I do want to show you this. So this is the exhaust pipe, and it's only, I mean, you can see it's only about 1.5 inches diameter, very small. But it runs right alongside the fuel tank. I mean, there's not much gap there at all. So I think once I get it running and drivable, I'm going to take it somewhere and have a new exhaust bent from there back and run it on the other side of the spare tire well. That's what this is here. This is a spare tire well. There's a spare tire in the trunk, and it dips down into here. But I think I'm going to try to run, well, maybe I won't. I thought about running an exhaust pipe through here, but then it's going to be really close to the springs. Maybe that's why it's over there. I don't know. We'll figure that out when I get there. These springs here are wrapped in sheet metal and welded. I didn't do that. I'm not sure who did that or when it was done. So it must have been like that when Pap got it. So I'm not sure how it's going to ride back here. It's going to be pretty rough riding, I would think, but we'll find that out. You can see how good a shape these, like normally on a newer car, these are all rusted solid. Everything's rusted. I mean, this is super clean under here. So it's real easy to work on. All the bolts and things that I have disconnected on this thing have come loose really easy. I haven't had to torch anything or heat anything up. And haven't stripped anything or busted any bolts yet, so I'm real thankful for that. But this suspension here is what I've learned. On a modern car, they have shocks on the back, so it's like a gas-filled cylinder and helps dampen the bumps in the road. But this car has this contraption. It's called, I don't remember what it's called now, but they call it shocks. But it's basically a dampener, a piston dampener, or piston shock. And so this arm comes down here, connects to the rear axle right by the spring mounts. And then as the axle moves up and down as you're going down the road, then this arm moves, and there's oil inside this chamber. And two pistons, one going up and one going down. Well, this would be back and forth, but as this arm goes up and down, and that helps to dampen the shocks, or dampen the bumps on the road. So this actually, I mean, everything's here. Usually these pieces are missing that I've learned. I've watched some YouTube videos and stuff, and these pieces break because they're not very big, or they come missing or whatever. But these actually look like they're in pretty good shape. These are rebuildable, replaceable. They just bolt onto the frame rail. But to buy new rebuilt units are like $400 to $500 a piece. I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to drive it a little bit the way it is, see how it feels. But you can take these apart, clean them all up, put new seals in them, new gaskets, new fluid in them. Sometimes the fluid leaks out of them, and then there's no shock dampening at all in them when there's no fluid. So, but these, I can't tell, but these don't look like they've leaked too much, or they've leaked so completely dry that you wouldn't know the difference anyway. So the other one on this other side, this is this is the brake line here. Oh, there is a rubber brake line there. I'll have to get that. Anyway, I know this is kind of upside down now because I'm holding my phone, but so this is the other brake dampener piston here, and it's all looks like it's in place. Pappy Ray might have replaced these, but I don't know. I can't tell. They look like they're in really good shape. So fuel line runs up towards the front. This is the old fuel line up here that he has zip tied to. This is the emergency brake cable, which I'm going to try to get that working, get it connected whenever I put the brakes all back together. And then the rest of this is all just underneath the passenger compartment. And again, that tan color is not rust. That's just, as far as I can tell, it's not surface rust. It's not flaky rust. It's just like road dirt. But all this black coating is underneath the whole underside of the vehicle. And there's no holes, no rust, no nothing under here. The frame is like a big I-beam the whole way up to the front. Heavy solid frame. And it all Even the rubber parts, like that bump stop there, is all intact. Yeah, I don't like the way this exhaust pipe is real close there. I could barely get my finger in there. I think I would like to have that redone someday. So this is probably making everybody sick, going sideways, upside down. So that's the front all the way up, and then I'm gonna slide up underneath there, show you some things up close, up towards the front.